I do want to head over to some breaking news at this time. Take a look at this. The Supreme Court now allowing states to cut off Medicaid funding to Planned Parenthood. This is part of several of those decisions that we have been waiting for on this Thursday. Taking a live look here just outside of the Supreme Court, where you can see several people are gathered there protesting. And I do want to read the latest report here from the Associated Press. As it says this, the Supreme Court allowed states to cut off Medicaid money to Planned Parenthood in a ruling handed down Thursday amid a wider Republican-backed push to defund the country's biggest abortion provider. The case centers on funding for other health care services Planned Parenthood provides in South Carolina, but the ruling could have broader implications for Medicaid patients. Public health care money generally can't be used to pay for abortions. Medicaid patients go to Planned Parenthood for things like contraception, cancer screenings, and pregnancy testing, in part because it can be tough to find a doctor who takes the publicly funded insurance, according to the organization. South Carolina's Republican governor says no taxpayer money should go to the organization. The budget bill backed by President Trump in Congress would also cut Medicaid funding to Planned Parenthood. That could force the closure of about 200 centers, most of them in states where abortion is legal, according, again, to the organization. The governor, Henry McMaster, first moved to cut off Medicaid funding to Planned Parenthood in 2018, but was blocked in court after a lawsuit from a patient named Julie Edwards. Edwards wanted to keep going there for birth control because her diabetes makes pregnancy potentially dangerous, so she sued over a provision in Medicaid law that allows patients to choose their own qualified provider. South Carolina, though, argued that patients should not be able to file those lawsuits. The state pointed to lower courts that have been swayed by similar arguments and allowed states such as Texas to block Medicaid funding from Planned Parenthood. Public health groups like the American Cancer Society, by contrast, said in court papers that lawsuits are the only real way that Medicaid patients have been able to enforce their right to choose their own doctor. Losing that right would reduce access to health care for people on the program, which is estimated to include 1/4 of everyone in the country. In South Carolina, $90,000 of Medicaid funding goes to Planned Parenthood every year, a tiny fraction of the state's total Medicaid spending. The state banned abortion at about 6 weeks gestation after the High Court overturned it as a nationwide right back in 2022.